Hey up guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Atletico Madrid beta save, where I brought you onto the youth candidate preview screen because I realised I didn't do this in December or in any episode since. So this is the preview screen you get for the youth candidates now. This happened sort of mid-December-ish. I'm not entirely certain the exact date for the Spanish youth intake or Atletico Madrid's youth intake, because I believe actually individual clubs bring in their players at individual times now rather than just the blanket one for the league as such. But yeah, this comes through December. I don't know if this has expanded since. I can't quite remember what was there before. But I think next episode we may actually have the youth intake in by then, or the very least around that time. So I figured I'd bring you this now so you can see it. And see if it actually does tally with what comes in when that youth intake does come in. Now the main things there, it says at the bottom there, and the negative points. The fullbacks coming up are not the best, and most of our new goalkeepers coming through are of poor quality. So they're the two areas that you would be looking to strengthen. Off the back of this. If you've got good young players coming through in every other area of the field, they're the two areas they're saying we're not getting good players in. So that's where you'd look to try and bring them in from elsewhere. Now, we do have two left backs, we do have two right backs at this point in time. Two of them are quite young, two of them are quite a little bit more experienced. So I think we're in a good position there regardless. Right back might need to be a little bit more strengthened potentially over time, but I think left back we're absolutely fine at this stage. Now it says most of the new central midfielders do not ever be good enough for the first team. That's something I was going to deal with in the summer anyway. I have been scouting. If we do a second season of this, which we may do, if we don't win anything, so that's what I'm planning to strengthen in the summer, regardless. And then next crop of wide midfielders do not look like great prospects, but it does say there is a right midfielder from Madrid who has caught the eye. So it's a little bit mixed back there. As such, we just say centre back, defensive midfielder, attacking midfielder, winger, forward, all got potential in all of those positions. So we'll see if that tallies as well. We'll pay attention to see if there is a good centre back, a defensive midfielder, attacking midfielder, a winger, and a forward. See if there's one of each of those that all have good potential when that comes through next time round. But this is brilliant for those this is particularly brilliant for those clubs who are in a development stage. You sort of, a tier down or the bottom of the top tier, something like that, and you're trying to get a batch of young players develop with you as you rise through. This is brilliant for that, so you don't accidentally go out and buy a player in a position where you're going to get a good, strong youth prospect for. So say you got say it says there's a good forward coming through the club, it means you then don't go out and look for forwards in the January period, because this comes in December, and therefore it kind of saves you from trying to strengthen those youth players in areas that you don't need them, basically. It's what it helps you do. Anyway, results since we last met, which of course, when I say last met, we last met at the end of the January period where we did the transfer special. If you've not watched that, there might be a few faces that might be a little bit surprising to you or new to you. I say surprising, not really that surprising, but there might be a few faces that might be new to you. So do check that out. The link will be in the description below for the previous episode, as it usually is. 4 games, 4 wins, 2 cup games in that though. It has taken me a little bit longer because these Copa del Rey games are coming thick and bloody fast. So 4-2 Betis away from home. Fun game for the neutrals, I guess. 3-1 at home to Valencia as well in the league. That's great. And there's one of the new names, Justin Kluivert. And actually the other one scored in that one there. So both of those doing quite well. One thing I discovered, by the way, and I didn't even scroll this when I brought him in on loan, is he was originally a youth player at Atletico Madrid, so he's actually counted as homegrown club for the Champions League, which is fantastic news and completely accidental, if I'm completely honest. So there we are. Levante 4-0. We are masters of the 4-0 at Copa del Rey, apart from Tenerife, weirdly enough. We're also quite good at getting one player to score most of the goals as well. Morata got a hat-trick in that one. Erling Haaland got 2 in that one. He scored a hat-trick in this one. And then this one was actually slightly more spread out. But one of the younger players we brought in at the start of the year, Justin Kluivert 2, who we just brought in January. 2 goals at the start, 2 goals at the end. Lovely. 4-0 at home to take into the second leg. I think we should be right against Sociedad here. The other semi-final is naturally Barcelona versus Real Madrid. So we'll meet one of those in the final, provided we don't somehow lose 5-0 in the second leg to that one, which frankly we probably won't bring you. But we do have Barcelona and Galatasaray for you today. Next time round, of course, will be the other half of that with Madrid. So that's lined up quite nicely for us. I don't know where this final pops in. in the future, but we will probably bring you the final for this Copa del Rey, wherever that pops in, and then there probably will be just one episode after that, depending on where this final is. If it's somewhere in here, then that'll be the next episode after that, and then we'll bring you the close of the season. Of course, it does depend on how the Champions League goes as well. Fingers crossed we get through this one, but if Champions League further stages pop in here, then that will probably be more prioritised, other than the final, of course. But Champions League stages will be more prioritised than the rest of the league because, let's face it, the big games, Barcelona and Madrid, we're already covering those anyway. So, okay, this is the team that we're going to be using against Barcelona. Attacking mentality, because that's the only thing ever seems to get any bloody results. But the team is pretty much as you expect it to be. Oblak, Alba, Felipe, Jimenez, Trippier, Koke and Saul there in their better variation. Correa, Felix, Kluivert on the left. Lamar is nearly back, full fit. 75 minutes. I'll probably bring him on at some point later in the match. Morata's up front because he's technically the better of the two, although Haaland has started scoring again recently. So that's the team. I have tweaked some of the slightly more aggressive little bits out of the instructions at the very least, but we're still going on attacking mentality because it seems to be the only way that we start strong is if we're on attacking. So, how should we say? Media, that gets results. There we are. As there's a highlight 2 minutes in, that starts with them. So this attacking mentality has gone well from the start, hasn't it? Clearly. That's how you clear it, Albert. Well done. There's a player called Jason has scored for Getafe, and I don't know why that's amusing me far more than it should do. Kluivert's taken a knock. Can't take him off just yet. Hopefully he does recover a little bit. I'll take him off at half time if I have to, but yeah, I'm kind of, even though it says Lamar can have 75 minutes, I don't really want to give him more than, say, 45, as they hit the bar again. And we are not starting strongly. I'm actually going to show some passion after half an hour because we have done literally nothing. As our ratings aren't really reflected in the fact we've done literally nothing for some reason. But if we do literally nothing and end up with a 0-0, I'll still take that. But I will be aggressive and say I'm far from pleased. Kluivert's nearly back, so I'll probably let him until he dips back under 70 and then bring Lamar on. It's probably the sensible option here. As I need to zoom out because I can't see the goal. There we are. They've injured Piqué as well at some point. This could be actually more important, though, if Real Madrid drop points there. That's Lamar's cue, at the very least. Morata might have to come off at some point. There's another 6.5 there. Saul intercepts. How Felix on the ball. Morata, don't lose the ball now. I'm taking you straight off if you lose the ball and they score. Correa. All the way out to the other side of the wing. Yes, got it all the way over there without being intercepted for once. Lamar scores. Well, welcome back. I don't want to go balanced because I feel like balance invites far too much pressure, and that seems so stupid for balance. That's the sort of thing you should be saying about defensive or cautious, but I feel like balance doesn't give you enough aggression in your team. But yeah, positivity seems to be doing the job here. Let's get Saul under that. Felix, nope, never mind. Felipe intercepts. Koke, can someone just keep the ball for this more than 2 passes? No! Albert, what are you doing? Get up, you fool. Oh my god, Suarez should have got the rebound. I do not know how that did not go in. Suarez 100% should have had that rebound. I think Real Madrid might have scored again at some point. No, they have. Yeah, they've 3-1 up now. So many of our backline are booked right now, but I only have the replacement for right back. Saul is booked, but he's playing well, which is the issue here. Let's give him something to think about. Fresh legs up front. I think Dembele is probably one of the worst things we could be seeing right now coming on the pitch. As Messi has somehow beaten an offside trap there. I don't know what just happened. That happened so quickly. Has he been the offside trap? No. You can say he seems so far ahead of our defenders there. Yeah, he seemed so far ahead of our defenders. And like, how the hell has he beaten an offside trap we're not even playing at this point in time, by the way? Run a little more these last 10 minutes. Just make sure they're nice and focused. I don't want to shout concentrate because that always seems to get a negative response. But as... Who's number 4? Because that was pathetic. Dembele is about to concede a... I thought Dembele was about to concede a penalty there. Say Dembele. About to win a penalty, I should say. I mean, maybe I should just set up shop, but I just want to attack him these last 4 minutes. 1-1 is fine. I can take 1-1. There's a corner is happening at the very end of the game. Oh, he's hit the bar. He's hit the bar in the 93rd minute. Oh, no. I mean, they've hit the woodwork 3 times this game. We've hit the woodwork twice, so we can't be too mad at that. But the highlight does continue directly after this, and it does worry me slightly because that's now a free kick to them. What's happening? What's happening? I don't like this. Hunt him down. Hunt him down. Firpo's offside. Gone out anyway. I don't like this. But 1-1 is fine, provided... I think second is realistic for the squad that we have right now. I feel like Atletico... Like, honestly, I do feel like Atletico Madrid's squad this year is so not competitive against Barcelona and Real Madrid at this point in time. I just feel it's that sort of... I feel like it's the same sort of situation as sort of, the Liverpool, Man City, and then anyone else, basically. I feel it's just sort of that next rung down kind of level. I think they're slightly closer than anyone else in the Premier League is to Liverpool and Man City, but a little bit unlucky. I'd say unlucky. We didn't play that well, to be honest, but we've actually been unbeaten in quite a while. A point away at Barcelona, absolutely take that at this point in time. We do play Real Madrid at home, as they made that 5-1 in the end, which is kind of depressing. We do have Real Madrid at home, and we do have all of these guys at home as well, I think, apart from maybe Levante. But everyone else in this top end of the table, we do play at home. So that is bonus to us. Save just in case I forget to save before the Galatasaray game and it crashes on me again. That being said, I don't think it's actually crashed at any point in the run-up to that Barcelona match. I don't think it crashed at any point in those 4 games I played between now and then, actually, thinking about it. So that's good news. I'm not sure if there was a patch or there was an update and I've missed it, just because they downloaded without me paying attention to it, really. But I will bring it back for that Galatasaray game. Just in case you guys are invested in our fellow group competitors, Salzburg have beaten Paris Saint-Germain without Haaland in their squad. Liverpool beat Napoli too. I suppose that might interest some people. I don't know how many fans there are. I don't know, they tend to be quiet. The team is mostly fine at this stage. I just feel like it's sensible to rest the most tired of players. So, yeah, I think that's a sensible formation. It doesn't weaken us too much. So, Renan Lodi, whose star rating I think is lower than it probably should be. Felipe, Jimenez, Trippier, Saul and Kirke in the middle still. Doku, Felix, Kluivert on the right, which is where he will primarily be playing most of the time when everyone's nice and fit. Haaland's going to take the front lead just because Morata drew a blank last game. And Haaland does seem to do well in cup competitions at the bare minimum. So, that'll be the team. Let's give the fans... Why does fans never do anything? I suppose there's like 3 that's gone to Turkey. Faith does the trick, though. Right, in the interest of full transparency, got about 40 minutes into the game. Last time round, Erling Haaland had scored a penalty because, can't get through more than one game without a penalty. And the game crashed. And then it updated, so hopefully that's going to solve the crash as they go close. But Galatasaray do seem to have a handy squad, actually, on them. And somehow Galatasaray only had 8% of the football so far in the 2 minutes. But this actually gets kicked out from the corner, and Kluivert's going to run at them, switch it to Doku, who is in all sorts of space. They very much overcommitted there. Erling Haaland scored a penalty after what was one of the most reckless tackles I've ever seen in my life in 2D, and he didn't even get a booking. And then they go about to 40 minutes into the game with nothing else happening, and it crashed. So, full transparency there. The game, like I said, did update in the outside before I opened again. So I think, hopefully, that might be the solve to whatever these causing these crashes is. Fingers crossed. The weird thing is, it hadn't actually crashed in any of the 5 games I played before that today, including the 4, pre the episode. And it didn't crash, obviously, during the Barcelona game either. So, Doku's hit the bar. Oh, that's close. As his highlight continues in the other direction. Oh, God. Why are we not getting the ball back here? This is fantastic pressing, but useless tackling. And over. Lovely. Right. Doku tries his luck. I mean, with the added Copa del Rey game, which I wasn't expecting, and the crash, this is, taking a little bit longer than I was anticipating today. I was kind of hoping to actually maybe record both this and the second part and do a little double whammy for you, but I don't think that's going to happen now, just because it's a lot later than I was anticipating at this stage. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to bring you both parts of this to do a double upload today, maybe, but I don't think that's going to happen now. I might bring you a double upload in one of the few, provided obviously we get through the Galatasaray games and win them. I was kind of hoping to maybe do a double upload at the very least with the next round, bare minimum, and maybe any future rounds of the FA Cup, Champions League. Don't know how I got that mixed up. As Kirkgate makes it 1-0. Just because I am obviously very conscious of the fact it's taken us a little while to get through the first season already. I don't really want to make it more than 2 weeks for the first season at the very least. I would like it to be sort of done with by Wednesday, ideally. Just so we can get another season in realistically and not have it overrun the actual proper release too much. Please don't score from that. Oh, that so looked like that was in. That really looked like that was in. Part of the reason why I did a weekend upload as well, just to get that in. Do the pundits thing at half time, that might just be a little bit of a... Did I aggressively say the pundits thing there? I'm not sure. I might have done. Okay. I about to say Falcao's through, but Jimenez does the job there, as that was an interesting switch. Dangerous, but we got away with it. Back out to Cliver, that is intercepted. Can we stop doing that if it's not going to work out, please? Short passing is in the instructions for a reason. As that does go all the way through, and Haaland can run onto this. Bad first touch. Good save too, in fairness. Switch to the other side after the corner. I'm not really sure this is going to lead to anything, if I'm completely honest, but... Oh, that was a nice little dangerous whipped ball in there, but yeah, nothing else happens. As Manchester City have yet to do anything with Inter Milan either. Mislera's on a 7.4 despite being 1-0 down, which is, well, everything we needed to know about this game. It is only 1-0. Haaland's not had a bad game. Felix is tired, so that's easy change. So Haaland's not had a bad game, but I think just to finish this off, we'll just give them Morata to think about. Give them more Morata to think about. No, should have stopped. Should have stopped while I was ahead there. Trippier, anyway, on the ball. Doku will get onto this, and it's in plenty of space if he can make it too, and he does do indeed. He's actually kind of lethal when he gets in a little bit of space, is Doku. Very much belies his young nature. Does a very good composure when he gets in those opportunities. 5 goals for him from not, the most amount of opportunities. Obviously, he's been playing a little bit whilst Lamar's been out, and then admittedly, Kluivert's taken that spot directly afterwards, but still on the bench while Lamar was out. Definitely making a claim for that left-hand side. Backup position anyway. I mean, he is the natural left-hand side backup position at this stage. As I think we just make the last change based on fitness. Can't remember if Jordi Alba's in danger of missing out on a game here or not. So I will do one of them. I will do Koke as the switch instead there, just because I think Koke is more important to have available in the league than Renan Lodi is, let's be honest. That gets pushed out to no one, really. That was one of the bizarrest balls I've ever seen in my life, as it bypassed 3 people it was maybe heading towards, and nobody really reacted to it. That was a really weird ball out. Honestly, like, there was a player here that I thought was going to get it, and then their winger and then our left back bypassed all of them, and ended up in our centre back as we now pass this around their box a little bit. Pressure there. Doku does get the ball, though. Lovely little pass there as that is switched across. So sometimes our switches are really good, and then sometimes they're just really terrible. There's no in between. I think Galatasaray have just taken all of the Fulham players, as that is a frankly poorly saved by Oblak. Because I've seen they've got Jean-Michel Seri there, and they've definitely had Ryan Babel. I need to see this save in 3D, because what is going on here? I mean, it's a vicious shot, but Oblak had 2 hands on that ball before that went in, as it gives Galatasaray a very annoying lifeline to take back to Madrid. Of course, if we score in Madrid, then everything's fine. If we score here, then that's a little bit better as well. Just gives a little bit extra breathing room as they get the ball again. What is happening? If they equalise here, I'm going to be furious. I am furious. I mean, if we can still score a third, bear in mind we are going to them with two away goals. So, Oliver, Renan Lodi, doesn't go anywhere. Doku does get onto the ball and gives it to Kluivert, who doesn't do anything. Oliver's in space, hits the bar. There's a foul involved here. I'm not sure what's going on. Is there a penalty happening? I mean, of course there is. But I'm actually genuinely curious here because I didn't see anything happen. There is a penalty. Well, there was a penalty in the pre-broken version, so only fair really it happens again, I suppose. Morata's taken it and scores it. There's 3 away goals we get to take to them. Yeah, obviously, in fairness, as long as we go to them with the advantage here, even a draw doesn't get them anything the other way around, as we've seen a very blockbuster end to the game, to be honest. Ain't going off attacking. Saul, Oliver, Trippier, Kluivert. I don't know why I said that weirdly. Saul, Kluivert. I'm now going to be unable to say Kluivert in anything other than a West Country accent. Kluivert. Umer. No, he's in space. Oh, Black actually makes a save. Trippier hoofs it out. As we should see this out now. Nope, there's still something to come here. Goes out for our goal kick, which is a really weird way to start a highlight. What was that at the end there? No idea. But anyway, it was almost like a return to the old form of end-game highlights. But never mind. 3-2. More dangerous than we I don't know what to say on this one. Like, Paul usually gets demotivated, yeah. I mean, Oblak, you let in. I'm not going to say anything else, actually. 1-1 for Manchester City. Doesn't really help them. It allows them to get away with a 0-0, I guess, at home, but that doesn't really help them too much. The 3-2 we get to take into the home variant of this, which will be exactly the next match, actually, because I think the Real Madrid match has moved to after the Galatasaray other leg. So, I will join you for that. Until next time, ta-ra.